Good Monday morning, everyone, and welcome to the Morning Brew presented by TheTickTalk. It is now the morning of Monday, December 12th, and last week the securities we cover worked on recovering from the prior week's correction with mixed results. On Thursday, we saw a little bit of a pullback, but this morning begins a whole new week to get back on course. Today, we'll be discussing some fundamental and technical analysis, including resistance and support levels driven by various Fibonacci regressions within the S&P 500, Apple, AMC, AMD, Blackberry, DOCU, GameStop, Netflix, PayPal, and Tesla, as well as the cryptocurrencies Bitcoin and Ethereum. If you have a position you would like to discuss, please let us know in the comments below, and please don't forget to like and subscribe. We really appreciate your support. Alright, let's get started with SPY, Spider's ETF that tracks the S&P 500. Last week, SPY recovered almost entirely from the market correction that occurred the week before. It appears as though concerns regarding the coronavirus haven't dampened investors' optimism, as we're steadily approaching all-time highs once again. The primary line of resistance that the market had to deal with last week was 471.16. SPY ended the week just under this line. As of last night, SPY was on the move above this line and is showing that it may finally beat it. Should it do so, 473.54 would be the next line of resistance it encounters. That being said, if it's rejected, 468.4 and 467.33 are there to catch it and help it rebound once again. From SPY, let's move on to Apple. There's an increasing amount of excitement here as Apple has been closing in on a record $3 trillion market cap. With the current number of outstanding shares, Apple needs to hit 182.86 to reach that goal. Last week, Apple broke out and ran for 180. There's not much stopping it here except 182.86 itself and some resistance at about 181.33. Expect resistance there and as it appears this threshold as individuals sell their positions. Should existing support at 179.03 fail, there are multiple lines ready to catch Apple on the way down. If the positive sentiment prevails, Apple could be making the march to a $3 trillion market cap as early as this morning. Now let's talk about AMC. Last Wednesday, it appeared to be well on its way to recovering from the prior correction, but found itself rejected by the $34.15 line of resistance. It attempted to catch itself on the way down, but was unsuccessful at doing so until it found support at $26.68 on Friday. From here, it attempted to make a move back up, but resistance at $27.52 held it back through after-hours trading. Should $26.68 not hold, $25.31 is a stronger line of support ready to take hold. I'd like to interject the one-year chart here for a moment as well. There's been a falling wedge pattern forming since about mid-June. We can tell with these descending and converging trend lines that have a more negative upper slope as well as a rather steadily decreasing volume. This could mean great things for the stock here in the first quarter of 2022 should it break out in a bullish way. Now here's AMD, which also backtracked toward the end of the week. It found strong support at $136.69, which remained just above as the week came to a close. Should it be necessary, there's support at 134.20, but the primary resistance lines AMD faces this morning are around 140.71 and 141.34. Next up, we have Blackberry. Blackberry moved in a similar way, peaking in the middle of the week and dropping hard at the end. Support at $8.69 appears to have stopped its descent, but resistance at $8.80 kept the stock from starting any real recovery. Quite frankly, Friday looked very similar to Thursday. Hopefully $8.80 becomes a strong support for the stock as it begins to make its way back up. Next up, DOCU. DOCU was a divergence from the previous pattern, rising steadily until Thursday morning, but managing to maintain some of the recouped losses by the end of after hours on Friday. 146.67 resistance should be easy to beat with a little volume this morning, but if it falls further, 143.09 and 138.67 are ready to catch it before the stronger 131.51 has to come into play. Moving on to GameStop. GME actually fell further than it did after the correction beginning Wednesday. This could be attributed to its earnings call that afternoon. It did catch itself before hitting strong support at 145 though, and after hours on Friday was able to beat 159.05 resistance. If it can hold and go for a run this morning, it could end up toward 168.74 and 174.73 quite quickly. If it falls further, that strong line at 145 is ready to catch it. Netflix was another stock that pulled back Thursday as well, falling through 625.09 before landing on 613.21 support. Friday, however, this support was turned into resistance as it fell below and struggled to reach back up. There's a strong support at 593.29, but with a little push it could be able to break resistance and move upward again. Then there's PayPal, which bounced back in a big way this last week. It too pulled back on Thursday to land at 187.62 support on Friday, but that's a line it had struggled with the week before. If it can get the push it needs, 193.16 and 197.64 are beatable lines of resistance. Should it continue to fall, 178.67 would be the next big support level. Now let's talk about Tesla. Tesla's rejection at 1,071.24 led to it falling through numerous support lines before landing around the 987.31 support line Friday morning. During the day, it began to recover, resting just under 1,021.54 resistance, before after-hours trading fell flat. The march back up to 1049, 1062, and 1087 should be largely uneventful if investors buy the dip this morning and keep it moving upward. Finally, let's talk about Bitcoin and Ethereum. As a reminder, I'm using TD Ameritrade's Thinkorswim platform, so the best depiction I can provide is through their futures. They track essentially the same though, so this information should hold true. Bitcoin fell beyond the support at 47,800 for the third time this last week. This looks reminiscent of a triple bottom, and if Bitcoin can beat resistance just above 50,500 and resistance of 52,000 this week, we could see a strong push upward again. If negative sentiment takes hold though, this low point may not hold a fourth time. Finally, Ethereum. Ethereum took a similar path, falling below support in the lower 3900s twice, but not the third time. These higher lows could be a good sign of things to come as it squares off against resistance around 4,150 again soon. With positive sentiment, the strong resistance to beat is still around 4,400. If it falls further though, it does still have support around 3,900. And that's it for today, everybody. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. It means a lot. Please leave a comment down below if you'd like to discuss other stocks or just want to talk about what we've discussed today. Have a fantastic week.